talking with Ravalli County Attorney Bill Fulbright. And Bill, I understand the story continues with Dr. Christensen there in the Bitterroot Valley, there in the Hamilton area. What is the latest news on him?
We received the Public Defender's Office motion to rescind their appointment. This is a motion that they file after they've had an opportunity to evaluate the qualifications of an individual defendant in any particular case. If they've been appointed and they determine they should not be, then they file a motion like this to rescind their appointment.
Sure. Now, is this strictly because of financial arrangements, or because the case itself is so, it's kind of a massive case with lots of implications?
The only reason they can do that rescission motion is for the financial side of it, that the person does not qualify based on their assets and or income. The size of the case would not impact whether they represent an individual or not. It's for, the Public Defender's Office, the public defender system is to provide constitutionally valid defense to those charged with crimes who are deemed to be indigent or can't afford a defense.
Surely.
So that's the only reason they can move to rescind is, in fact, if they deem the person is not qualified for their services.
So now what happens next with Dr. Christensen? I assume he's out on bond at this point?
He is out on bond. He posted, my recollection is $200,000 bond in this case. He will have the opportunity to make arrangements for his own private attorney or attorneys. And, we'll wait and see what happens on that. That's really kind of outside of our circle of influence.
Now, what is his status as a physician at this point, though?
At this point, his medical license has been suspended in some fashion by the medical board, or the Board of Licensing here in Montana. That's the current status, is he does not have a license to practice medicine, is my understanding. That's not something we're involved in, but that's my understanding.
All right. Now, will a trial for Dr. Christensen take place there in Ravalli County?
It will take place in Ravalli County. That's actually scheduled for next fall. As I recall, October. I can't tell you the date off the top of my head, but in October of 2016, the judge blocked out a 4-week block of time for us to hold that trial. Now,
is there a reason why a 4-week trial is pretty big? I mean, I remember several trials for deliberate homicide and one for a rape trial here in Missoula that didn't go 4 weeks.
I understand what you're saying. We have not only 2 charges of negligent homicide, but also there's 398 other drug charges involved in this case. So just the volume of information that we're going to have to put forth to a jury, from both sides to be fair, is going to be considerable. So we do our best to estimate that time so the judge can manage his schedule on the trial calendar.
Now, you had mentioned that there are 2 cases of homicide. Now, what specifically is that for this doctor?
The first 2 charges in all the charging documents you'll see are 2 charges of negligent homicide for the providing of methadone outside of the course and scope of his practice.
And so those individuals lost their lives after taking these drugs?